Although fictionalized, this film is inspired by 3 decades of the life and career of Hazel Brannon Smith.
Gonna be awful tired.
She stopped overnight in New York.
New York, London and Paris and Rome. I'd give anything to see Rome.
Expect Mr. Jones and Mr. Wiley gonna show up?
Hardly. I expect they're still off licking their wounds somewheres. Clarence was a good catch, too.
You know, Ruth say Miss Brannon been in more laps than a nappy.
Oh, shut up.
Here, I got it. One step now.
There she is. Oh, honey, close your mouth for all the flies escape. Well, what'd you think? You look great.
You sure do, Miss Brannon.
Oh, Riley, I'm afraid you can't call me that anymore. I'm married now. What? And Riley, meet my husband, Walter Dye Smith.
Hi, my friends call me Smitty.
Well, hallelujah and amen, brother. I never thought I'd see the day.
So you must be in, huh? Well, it's very nice to meet you. Hazel says you're the next best thing since pasteurized milk.
Hush, Smitty. Next thing you know, she'll be asking for a raise. How did you do it? Every man in this county's been trying for near a decade.
Well, I convinced her marriage was a noble institution and that she should be institutionalized.
Don't start now, Smitty.
No, I said, why suffer the attentions of so many men when you can have the inattention of just one? Besides, we're in love, and there's only one cure for that, marriage.
He stole all the lines.
I said she wouldn't be complete until she was married, and now she's finished.
Come on, kids. I want to get these pencil sharpeners off my feet and wiggle my toes in some altitude.
All right, you got that.
Accident up ahead. Looked like that truck took it head on.
Oh, my Lord, it's a bad one. Stop the car.
Get out of here, boy. Come on, boy, move that car along. Ain't got time for it. Come on. Did you hear me? Yeah, now. See you there, Miss Brannon.
Honey, stay back. It's all right. You all right, sweetheart? Where's the ambulance?
It's on its way. Let's go. Stay back, folks.
That man's drunk.
Ned says he's in the wrong lane.
Well, any fool can see that's a lie.
Well, I'll take Ned's word over some poor white trash any day.
I don't care.
You're not going to arrest him?
I'll conduct an investigation
How'd you sleep at night?
with my eyes closed.
I don't think you understand what I'm... What?
Get that ambulance in here.
Okey-doke. Thank you very much.
Did Ruth at the place out? She was here today.
Wait. And here we go. Oh.
Well, looks like the surprise is on us.
Did Did we come at the wrong time? Everyone, meet my husband, Smitty.
Well, congratulations. I've known Hazel since she was just a twinkle in her daddy's eye.
I ate all over Europe and nothing came close to your fried chicken.
I've been waiting 20 years to throw you a wedding and you go and elope.
You're gonna love him.
One more person to cook for.
With a new kitchen, Hal? We're gonna get us our dream house. We're gonna have luncheons and barbecues and cocktail parties. I might even join the bridge club. I'm married now, Ruth. I'm gonna settle down.
High time, too.
Be nice. And I might give you the earbobs I bought you in Paris.
He's 6 years younger than her. He was a porter, you know.
He was a purser.
And who cares? She's married now. Well, at least our men are finally safe. Phoebe, that is not fair. Hazel has never gone after a married man. Well, she sure went after all the single ones, though. I wonder if it was a shotgun wedding. You are a big gossip. Did you know that?
My ears are burning. Which one of you flippity gibbets is talking about me now?
We just love your hair, Hazel. Is, that one of those new perms?
No, it just curled up like that after Smitty ravished me down the engine room. How could you stand those two hypocrites kissing up like that?
Oh, I think she envies them.
Those jealous old tongue waggers?
Sure. Hazel pretends that she likes to be different, but deep down, she just wants to belong, just like everybody else.
Is this a party? Or is everybody posing for a portrait? Tell Ruth to spike the lemonade. If it gets any deader, we'll have to hire an organ player.
Miss Hazel, I put the suitcases in your room.
Thanks, Riley. I'll stop by the kitchen for your leave. Ruth's fixed you a plate.
Thank you.
I tell you, the storm is gathering. The time to act is before it strikes.
That's right.
Is this the same storm that was gathering before I left town? I'd have thought you'd have taken care of it by now, Earl.
My kids will stay home before I'll see them go to school with niggers.
Oh, Lyle, this storm will blow over like all the rest.
I don't believe it will.
Well, everybody's got to believe in something, and I believe I'll have another drink. This is supposed to be a party. Isn't any good news?
Well, you got the county printing contract. Does that count?
Can a cat lick his whiskers? Come on, boys, let's kick up our shoes and tear up some turf. Come on, Lyle. Come on.
Come on there, Lyle. Get up there. Yeah, that's some woman you married. I mean, you must be some kind of man to tame Hazel Brannon.
Oh, I didn't tame her. I hope I never do.
Listen up, Lyle. Dancing like a mule on crushing.
Must be hard, huh? Giving everything up, moving to a strange place.
I'd follow that woman into hell itself. Mississippi shouldn't be too bad.
That's better, Lyle. It's an awful fun party. Thank you so much. Nadia.
Nice to meet you.
Congratulations.
Y'all take care.
Nice to meet
Will
you,
do.
Smitty.
Nice to meet
Good
you
night.
finally, Ann. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hi, John. Morning, Hazel. Morning, Mary. Looking good.
Thank you.
Just Distinguished Service Cross, Medal of Valor. 3 years in the building corps. Why'd you want a paper route, Sam? Surely you can find something better than that.
No, ma'am, I can't. Been taking some odd jobs here and there, but I got a family to feed. I need some steady work.
Well, it's a sorry state when a war hero can't even find work. I'm doing renovation on the old Harbor Mansion. I'll give you minimum wage plus 10% to oversee it.
Ma'am, I take it. I take it.
Good. Well, have Riley give you directions. I'll meet you there tomorrow at 4.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I am? Someone named Jackson wanted to run an ad. You told him no?
It's Jackson's barbecue stand. Out on the highway.
But anyway.
Mr. Rollins, can I call you right back? Thank you. Hazel, that ain't gonna sit well with our regular advertisers. You know, Jackson's is colored.
Well, his money's green. Besides, they do have the best ribs this side of the Mississippi. Oh, why, Lily, what a pleasant surprise.
Hazel, I have a favor to ask.
Well, come on in. Hi, Lily. How are you?
Mr. Jackson, this is Ann Sinclair at the advertiser. We'd be happy to run that ad for you.
So, if you can provide the ad space, we're hoping to be able to raise enough money to replant the Riverbanks Park before the 4th of July gala.
I'd love to. But in the meantime...
Why, Hazel, you are too generous.
Not at all. I love what the Historical Society's been doing.
Can you keep a secret? You have been nominated for membership.
Well, they must be desperate for new blood. I thought hell would freeze over if they let me join.
But you're married now. There are a few detractors who think you're a little bit bohemian. But you're a dear friend, and I want to sponsor you personally.
I guess I have to act respectable now. Damn. Bad reputation's so much easier to maintain.
This roast is turning into jerky.
I can't imagine what's keeping him. I'll clean up if you want to take Selena on home.
Oh, her mama's gonna pick us up on her way home from work.
That is mighty fine printing, Selena. You been practicing?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, for a dime, who was the first president?
George Washington.
That's too easy for someone so smart. Now, for a quarter, who invented the light bulb? Well, I'm gonna put this quarter right there. And when you know the answer, you can have it.
Honey, my new cherry. Earl got me a great deal. What do you think?
It's beautiful. You smell like a brewery.
Oh, just a couple of toasts for Memorial Hospital's new administrator.
What?
I am now gainfully employed.
Well, that's incredible.
No excellent shocks, bad for my image.
And I was worried you would end up drinking beer and chasing bar girls with all the old veterans.
I still have my evenings free.
Not while I'm around. I'll have Ruth set another place.
Oh, no.
I know for a fact that Lily is at the Historical Society tonight, and you are not leaving until you've had something to eat.
Well, all right. That was a mighty fine dinner, Hazel.
My daughter's here.
See you tomorrow.
Good night, Ruth. Good night, Selena.
Say good night, precious.
Good night.
Good night, Mr. Smith. Mr. Clayton.
Let her bring the little girl here while she works, huh?
Our mother's working late tonight.
Integration will never succeed. Not down here.
Well, I don't think you're in any immediate danger, Earl.
Someone should probably tell the Supreme Court.
Yankee intellectuals have never set foot south of the Mason-Dixon. No offense.
Oh, don't worry. No one ever accused me of being an intellectual.
They got the NAACP organizing them in Atlanta, Little Rock, now here. We need our own committee if we're going to fight them.
Well, if the hospital supply of white sheets suddenly dwindles, you'll know where to find them.
I'm not talking about marauding hooligans. I'm talking about concerned citizens trying to preserve this county.
I think I'll leave local politics to you locals.
Getting in on the ground floor wouldn't hurt your ambitions, Hazel.
Well, if I attend, it would be in my capacity as a journalist.
You come to the first meeting. Then you make your decision. Hmm?
Don't you dare go to sleep on me.
Latitudes of lovely languor. That is how Nathaniel Willis described Mississippi.
You can drip honey better than any man I ever knew.
I have a feeling we're talking big numbers.
Doesn't matter how many men you dance with. It's only who takes you home. You happy here?
I am happier than I have ever been in my whole life.
No more wanderlust.
Lost the wander part.
It was a lovely sermon this morning.
Thank you again. Here is your house. Now, I realize it's the 4th of July, but was that a sermon or a filibuster?
Reverend Moffat, it takes him a half hour to say hello.
He's right, though. Communism's a threat to Christianity.
Not as long as we got Joe McCarthy.
All this talk of reds under the bed, I was starting to feel conspicuous in this dress. See y'all at the picnic.
Come on, ladies, let's go home.
I can't get over the job the society's done over at the rest home. It's never looked better.
It's due in large part to the generous donation you made.
I thought it might help when the membership vote came up.
Your social contributions will count for a lot more than your monetary ones, Hazel.
Well, nobody's more social than me.
I enjoyed your special Founding Father's Day edition, Hazel.
Well, everybody's so full of ancestor worship around here, I knew couldn't lose.
Hank thought you could have done just a tiny bit more on the Confederacy.
Well, I remember next year. Don't forget my party now.
Oh, of course.
Bye-bye.
I don't know, Eudora. A leopard doesn't change spots just because it's found a mate.
She may be a little wild, but she's honest. I find that refreshing.
Hazel.
Isn't this fun?
Hi.
Fireworks in a few minutes.
Hi. Oh, you're polishing more apples than a campaigning politician.
Oh, it's good for business.
No bull. You'd wash their feet and drink the water to get in their silly club.
Well, there's no need to act ugly.
Now, wait. I just hate seeing you grovel to those women. I mean, hell, if they were fish, every one of them would have been thrown back in. They don't deserve you.
I just want to belong, Smitty.
Right. And then what?
Maybe I'll run for office.
Y'all try to cause an accident?
No, sir.
Give me that. You boys drunk, ain't you?
Oh, so we're just celebrating a bit, that's all.
Don't lie to me, boy. I heard you hollering half a block away.
Just having a little fun.
Well, I suggest you get your black butts out of here before I have to haul them in.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man, just have a little fun like everybody
What did
else.
you say?
Yeah, true. You know? No, man! Mars! Mars! No, man! No, man, you didn't have to shoot him!
Yeah, hi, Mabel. 4428, please. Thank you. Hi, it's me. No, I'm fine. Could you come down here for a second? No, there's just something that I would like you to see. Okay, thank you.
What's the big secret, anyway?
No secret. I just want you to see this for yourself. Hi, Marsh. Feeling a little better? I want you to tell her exactly what you told me. That's all right. She's my wife.
Not much ends. There's just a lot of tension in the air right now.
You've been defending this town for the last 10 minutes, Hazel. I have not made one accusation, all right?
I know what you're thinking.
Well, excuse me for thinking so loud.
There are a few hateful men in any town, Smitty. Sheriff Cole just happens to lead the pack here. Rotten vermin.
Are you referring to him or me?
Coming through.
Bring him in here.
Understand?
Get Doc Callan.
His hand is gone. This man's critical.
I said get Doc Callan.
Oh, he's in the operating room.
I'll be right there.
Excuse me, doctor. Maybe you didn't hear me?
Didn't I just say I'd be right there?
And while you finish with your white patient, that Negro's gonna bleed to death?
Well, since I'm in charge of emergency, why not let me worry about that?
Because I'm in charge of this hospital, doctor. Now get over there.
This is what I need, some newcomer. He only got the job because of his wife, telling me how to handle an emergency.
Thank you. Hazel.
What a pleasure.
I'm here about Sheriff Cole. I need your help, Earl.
Yeah, we all heard about that incident yesterday. He was resisting arrest.
That's a lie, Earl. There was no crime, no charges made. Sheriff Cole was just in a bad mood, and it wasn't the first time.
He's been reprimanded, warned to restrain himself in the future.
That's it? That's his punishment?
We got bigger fish to fry. Let me remind you, the Supreme Court outlawed segregation in the schools this week. The coloreds are real cocky.
That's not the point.
You're one of us, Hazel. So just spare us the liberal hogwash.
Is Sheriff Cole one of us?
Cole said those boys are agitators. NAACP, probably. You start defending them, you're gonna make some enemies.
Damn it, Earl, that isn't you talking. He can't get away with this scot-free.
We've known each other a long time, Hazel. But I can't help you. Not on this.
I'll see you at the meeting.
Talking don't do no good, Earl. Might as well try talking to a stump.
Don't underestimate them, buddy. They were smart enough to join the NAACP.
I got 3 colored hands working my farm. If they try to send their kids to the white school, I'll fire them.
Hey, I'll tell you another thing. Half my customers are colored. Now, if I cut off their credit, they'll come around. You better believe that.
Wait a minute. We can't fight integration with more ranting. We need a plan.
Well, I plan to stop it. With a bullet if I have to.
Get down, you fool, before I have you bodily removed.
Now, listen, I got just as much right...
Appreciate it. Why don't you sit down?
Now, does anybody have a more intelligent suggestion?
Y'all know that I've always supported segregation. But the time has come to face the facts. The coloreds have lousy schools, lousy wages, and no opportunity. Well, they've accepted this so far. But they won't sit still if they can't even expect equal protection under the law. Or in some cases from the law itself. All hell's gonna break loose unless we start making some changes. And the first one should be the removal of that man from office.
Pete Cole and his deputies is what stands between them and us.
It's his job to uphold the law.
Well, what are they gonna think if we fire him? They'll think they won.
Sit down, buddy. Let her talk.
Is this what we're becoming? Since Brown versus the Board of Education, there's been more than 100 racially motivated arsons and bombings in the South. Decent, church-going citizens have been driven from their homes in the middle of the night. Their children terrorized. Simply because they're colored. Well, if we don't speak out against the trash doing this, then we're accomplices. The ministers who fail to preach. The teachers who fail to teach. The lawmen and judges who fail to uphold the law. And the plain, informed citizens who knows what's going on is wrong but doesn't speak out. We are all to blame.
This meeting is adjourned. Hazel. That was an idiotic thing to do.
I hope you're talking about the sheriff's actions, not mine.
You made a fool of me in there.
Well, I couldn't have done it without your help.
You're courting the devil, Hazel.
I was thinking the same thing about you.
Don't you expect any support from the committee. In fact, you can expect trouble.
We've already got trouble, Earl. And most of it we're cooking up ourselves. Smitty. I dreamed of this house since I was a little girl.
Come on, I'll show you. Well, what do you think?
I think it's great.
I want you to see something. Come on. Hey, Sam.
Hey, Mr. Smith, how you doing? How are you, Miss Smith?
Hazel, this man is on time and under budget. He should be in Congress.
Well, I tell you, work just begun, Mr. Smith, so it's too soon for anything to go wrong. This here's my oldest boy, Ray. He wants to be in carpentry.
Oh, why isn't he in school?
Well, it's summer, Miss Smith.
Your daddy said you want to be a carpenter. Oh, you give me the name of one famous carpenter, and I'll give you this quarter. Jesus was a carpenter. Now you come up with one other name for the next time I see you, and I'll give you $1.
Thanks, Miss Smith. Now listen, I'm gonna build you that closet upstairs, and I'm gonna line the whole thing in cedar.
Hope's got enough room for all those hats and shoes.
Well, she do dress to kill now, don't she?
Yeah, cooks that way, too.
Oh, I got a truckload of flowers I need to have planted this weekend. You know anyone needs to work?
Well, now, Miss Smith, you know I could use the extra money, but why you want to do all that work uptown when you're going to be moving down here in a couple of months?
I'm going to have a big party.
She's trying to impress a bunch of old biddies she can't stand in the first place.
Well, that's not so. It was just that I got a husband now, so I'm respectable. This is my coming out party.
All right, see y'all.
Okay, let me see here now.
It's time Sheriff Cole learned we are all members of the same human race. Perhaps his removal will result in more serious consideration being held for the personal rights of all men, white or black. Well?
I don't know, Miss Hazel. You always been one for causes, but this is like poking at a bad tooth with a bobby pin.
It's going to cost us advertisers.
I know you want to help, but it's just going to make things worse.
I'm not doing this to help. This is the truth, isn't it? This is a newspaper, isn't it? Run it.
She's biting off more than she can chew this time.
Phone rang all day. You should have heard some of them speak if you think my language is bad.
You're expecting a medal?
Well, I wasn't expecting this. God, my mouth's as dry as an old maid's kiss.
Thank you.
I've written tonight's meeting.
The flyer's called. If you want roses, it's going to be another $50.
Fine. I want this party to be special. I want them to be thinking about it for months.
I'll call them back.
I don't deserve you.
You're right.
Hey!
Not tonight.
Sheriff, even hussies are allowed in church.
But this is a private meeting. Besides, your name ain't on the list.
I want to speak with Earl Claiborne.
He's the one who gave the orders.
Will you tell Earl that better men than him have tried to stop the press and failed? Do you think you can remember all that? Or should I write it down?
Darn that Lily Claiborne. She's responsible for this. Hazel, I'm so sorry that Lyle couldn't have made it. He was coming down with the flu or something.
I guess we should feel lucky the epidemic hasn't reached us yet. Why don't we get this all loaded up and send it on to the orphanage?
You think you're helping, but you're only stirring things up.
I didn't create the situation, Ruth.
You tell that to them decent folk who stood you up today.
They're just scared. They'd rather face the devil they know than the devil they don't know.
Scared? They've been trying to scare us for 100 years. You don't know what it's like. Waiting for your man to come home at night. Worried he'd be lynched or beat to death, shot in the back. That's not just scared. That's snakes in the pit of your stomach.
What the sheriff did was wrong.
Where you been? That isn't the first time a white man has done something like this.
Well, what do you want me to do?
You do what you want to do. Like always. But in the meantime, your friends are spitting on my feet. Like I put you up to all of this.
You want me to hush up, too?
No. Times are changing, like it or not. And for the first time in my life, I got hope that maybe things will be better. If not for me, then maybe for my granddaughter.
What on earth?
Get back here, you cowards!
No!
Take that from Marvin, Yankee! Leave it level!
Hey, buddy. Hey, Miss Claiborne. Whew.
Kind of hot, huh?
You bet.
I hear that Hazel had some trouble out her way last night.
Well, boys will be boys.
You put him up to it?
What if I did?
Now, you let me make one thing perfectly clear. I don't cotton to vandals. I don't condone petty harassment, and I can't abide lawlessness. And by God, I won't tolerate it from any member of the Citizens Committee either.
We supposed to sit around like a bunch of old ladies, huh? They had a meeting last week, too. Over 200 of them showed up.
We'll devise an intelligent and effective strategy. We're not a mob. Now, you conform to the dictates of this committee or you're out.
Count me out.
Well, you gotta do something, Hazel. They destroyed your property.
What, call the police?
How about if you call the marshal?
This kind of conduct on the part of our highest elected peace officer has done serious injury to relations between the races. I just thank God we got men like him around here to keep them folks in line. I think it's a waste of paper.
Not really, Carl. I use mine to line the cat box.
You'd think some people would be ashamed to show their face.
Some people ought to keep their stupid opinions to themselves.
Thanks for the free advice. I guess you get what you pay for.
Maybe you should write an article about comedy trash.
Reba, I see you finally developed a sense of humor.
This is a private conversation.
Oh, yeah? Well, it's just too bad that your IQ isn't as big as those falsies.
I am. Don't go getting into a battle of wits with these women. They're not armed. The reign of terror must be stopped, along with the countless floggings, assaults, bombings, cross-burnings, and other acts of intimidation. It is not enough to remain aloof from the mob. We must create a climate of public opinion in which they cannot operate. What do you think?
I'm not the one need convincing. Let it be, Miss Hazel. You ought to go on home. Your eyes look like 2 chairs in the snow.
I'm almost done. Thanks, Riley, for everything.
Let me reiterate, the man was critical, and in my opinion, Dr. Barnes here was misdirecting his energies.
If this were the only incident...
You keep mentioning other incidents, other complaints. Well, what were they and who made them? Because certainly no one has confronted me directly.
We're not at liberty to say.
You are not at liberty to say. Then how am I supposed to answer these charges?
You're not. We have taken a vote and decided to terminate your position here. Effective immediately.
God help the man who holds up a mirror to this town.
You get 2 weeks severance.
It's ironic, isn't it? The greatest democracy in the history of mankind has produced this pathetic room full of bums. We all know what this is about. It has nothing to do with my performance. Now, if any of you had an ounce of guts, you would have called it like it was and spared me this silly little kangaroo court. Gentlemen. Hi.
You scared the put out of me.
Sorry.
Glad she's a cat. I've been hearing things all night. What's wrong?
They fired me.
This isn't about you, you know.
Yeah, who the hell cares? I wasn't cut out for a desk job anyway.
Come on. Let's go home.
Well, it's a blessing anyway. Now you can supervise the renovation.
Get down!
This was my daddy's desk. He gave it to me when I got the loan to buy the paper. That's all I had left to him. Oh, thanks, Smitty. It's paper, glass, wood. It's all right.
It's not all right. 20 years of your life was in that desk.
The last 20 years don't mean a thing. You weren't part of it.
Miss Hazel?
How's the printing equipment?
I'm going to need a lot of new parts, but I think I can save it. Mr. Smith, could you loan me a hand at the back door? It's kind of stuck.
Will you be okay?
Some mean folks in this world. Expect we ought to call the sheriff?
What for? He spent about 5 minutes on his investigation of our fire.
It'll get worse before getting it better.
Help me get this done before Hazel sees it.
I think that's a great idea.
Look what I found.
Good. Hey, Ray, do you think any more famous carpenters?
Yes, ma'am. My daddy.
Why don't you go down to Lucy's and pick up some burgers and sodas for everyone? And keep $1 for yourself. Ray, get some fries, too. Well, well. You here to help or just to gloat?
Just passing by.
How's the investigation coming? Any new leads?
Still looking into it. Of course, you stop to think. The property owner is always the prime suspect in any arson.
Don't stop to think, Sheriff. You might never get started again.
But you've been advertising with us for 14 years, Della. Business is double. You said so yourself.
I don't want to give him any excuse to shop in those new stores over in Jackson.
You're not just hurting Hazel, Della. You're hurting everybody that works at the paper.
Oh, Ann, honey, I'm sorry. The committee is organizing a boycott. No one's going to advertise. No one's going to subscribe. I just can't go against my own husband.
Committee's organized a boycott. I lost at least 60% of my advertising.
What kind of people are these?
We sure do appreciate what you're doing for us, Miss Smith.
Don't make me out to be so noble, Sam. I would have done the same thing if Morris Jones had been white.
Well, it wouldn't have happened if he had been white.
Well, one bad apple didn't spoil the whole bunch.
What do you want, Sheriff?
Got something for you, Hazel. Wanted to deliver it myself. Have a nice day.
He just filed a libel suit against me for $100,000. I guess things can't get much worse.
Yes, they can. My sister's coming to visit.
Smitty. Why, Lily. What a surprise.
Hello, Hazel.
I haven't seen you lately. I hope you haven't come down with that flu that's been going around.
I was gonna call you, but, I've just been real...
Oh, that's all right. Seems I'm very difficult to reach lately.
Yeah.
Now, that flu's left you looking a bit peevish. Or is it the hair? Yeah, it does start dragging the face down when you get older. Maybe you should consider wearing it up, something a bit like this.
Yes, that's lovely. Thank you.
Oh, by the way, I'm afraid I'm going to have to withdraw my membership of the Historical Society.
I'm sure everyone will be devastated.
Can't be helped. What with rebuilding the paper and all, I just don't have a minute. Bye.
Jury, fine for the plaintiff,
Yes.
Sheriff Cole, for libel. Damages awarded in the amount of $10,000.
Justice. That man needs to bully the way a flea needs a dog.
You gonna appeal?
The Constitution guarantees the freedom of the press, doesn't it? Well, I'd rather eat bugs than give that parasite a dime. But everyone here would love to see me dragged over hot coals. And I already owe you a fortune in legal bills. Vern, can I call you right back? What's wrong?
Sam's wife, Henrietta, just called. He was arrested this morning for stealing a saddle.
It's ludicrous. Sam's as honest as they come. I'll arrange bail. I'll get a lawyer.
It's too late, Miss Hazel. The man that had him arrested posted his bond about an hour ago.
What? Where's he now?
Nobody's seen him since they let him go.
Oh, God.
Whew, hot as hate, isn't it?
Hey, Errol, what can I do you for?
Well, you know, I've been thinking about getting me a set of those white walls.
Well, now, you can't buy a finer tire.
Huh? Yeah. And then I'm gonna need me a new battery for my tractor. The problem is, Lyle, you're still advertising in Hazel's paper. I never thought you'd line up with them, Lyle.
Earl, you know that ain't true. It's just...
Maybe you happen to forget I sell advertising for Hazel's paper.
Not much, from what I hear.
And you all certainly made sure that happened, you sneaking around like rats.
Nobody's sneaking around. What we're doing is completely above board.
What is? Blackmailing people and forcing them to join you?
Nobody's forcing you. You don't want to join? Go ahead.
Look, Earl, I got to advertise. Whether I like it or not, she's the only game in town.
Hmm? It's your choice, Lyle. No, you're right, Lyle. Lexington needs an alternative to Hazel Smith.
Sorry, Hazel.
Sorry.
This town can't support one paper, much less two. They'll be back in a month looking for their jobs. Citizens Chronicle. Who they think they're kidding?
They're scared. They just want to make sure they have a job in another year.
And you're not?
I got no choice, Hazel. If I don't take the new job, they're going to put Lyle out of business.
Save your breath, I understand.
Hazel, you can't win.
Spare me the lecture, Anne. I've already heard it a dozen ways.
Hazel.
I'll let you know. You Judas.
Not you two.
No, never, Miss Hazel. They found Sam's body in the river. He was beaten to death.
Oh, no. They do this because of me. It's my fault.
This is just a hearing, Mrs. Burke. What we want are just the facts. Now, tell us what happened.
After Mr. Dodge Sr. paid his bail,
Sam called me.
And what did your husband say?
He said that Mr. Dodd was getting him out was so that he could settle things personally.
For stealing a saddle?
Sam didn't take that saddle. They found it on 2 kids a week later.
And you never saw or heard from your husband again?
Not till I identified his body. Because I want you to know your daddy didn't do nothing wrong. Pull your head up and be proud. He was a good man.
Hi, Ray. I'm Hazel Smith.
I know. I saw you at the funeral. It was so brave of you to come.
I never got to tell you personally how sorry I am. Sam was a fine man.
You talking to this woman?
What if I am?
She's under a gag order, that's what. You're in contempt. And you're coming with me.
For your information, a gag order means you can't talk to a witness.
I was unaware that she was in the custody of the court. I was talking to her as my friend.
Even if I chose to believe you, which I don't, ignorance is no excuse. Therefore, I find you in contempt of court and order you to pay a $50 fine and serve 15 days in the county jail. Yeah. Sentence is suspended, provided you behave yourself for the next 2 years. Miss Smith, I'm going to be frank with you and speak my mind.
Well, why don't you? You got nothing to lose.
Before you go trying to clean up somebody else's house, you best look after your own. There are so few pure of us left. Dismissed.
At least it's only 15 days.
You have to take your shoes off to count any higher than that. Pompous idiot. There isn't another court in the country that'll uphold it.
You're going to appeal this one, too?
It's the Supreme Court if I have to.
Hazel, what do you think you're doing? It's not going to make any difference. These people are so narrow-minded, they do not want to change.
These people happen to be my people. And this is still my home.
All right, I'm on your side, remember?
So's my appendix.
Hazel, wait. I'm wrong, you're right. Is that good enough? Hazel, I cannot stand to see them hurt you like this. I would much rather that they hurt me.
Silver-tongued devil.
Can I buy you a drink?
Drink? Hell, buy me the bottle. And until the White South refuses to tolerate the bombings, the shootings, the beatings, and murders, Southerners will continue to be held in scorn as barbarians to the rest of the nation.
It's brilliant. What do we have to lose?
What now? They've canceled our printing contracts, all of them. I don't know how much longer I can pay you, Ruth. You should probably start looking for something else.
I don't want to look for nothing else. I'm too old and too spoiled.
Don't be stubborn. How you gonna pay the rent?
I'm trying to tell you for 20 years, but you don't listen. The Lord
will provide.
Don't you worry about a thing. We're gonna make it.
Oh, hi. And here she is.
I've been so looking forward to this. Smitty's told us such wonderful things about you.
Not that he had to.
Anyone who could hook him after 36 years had to be pretty special.
Well, he's told me so much about you, too. I can't wait to find out how much of it's true.
Smitty's been telling us about some of the troubles you've been having lately.
The violence and harassment are bad enough, but to have it be done by the very people you go to church with, and to lose your friends.
None that really mattered.
It's the best argument there is for better education. You can't end racism until you end ignorance.
Y'all landed all your social ills in Massachusetts?
Well, no. But...
weren't there protests in Boston last year?
Yes.
And what about the riots in Philadelphia?
Well, sure, but that's...
We're not all a bunch of provincial hayseeds here. I'll go see how the coffee's doing. Smitty, I'm sorry if I embarrassed you.
John just doesn't know when to shut up.
I guess that makes two of us.
He'll get over it.
It's not that, it's the printing contract.
We'll figure something out.
What? There's nothing left. Paper can't go on without money.
Well, we'll get a loan or sell the car.
Maybe we should move on. There's a paper for sale in Arizona.
You've never run from a fight in your life.
Well, maybe it's time that I did. It's not the fight I'm afraid of. It's being shut out. Not having any friends. I miss that, Smitty.
They're not going to run us off, Hazel. This is our home, too. He'll come around. You'll see. Besides, I just can't see you in a cowboy hat.
Too bad we got to go all the way to Jackson for a loan. Mortgage to the hilt. Still haven't finished the renovation yet.
That'll teach me to marry for money.
Smith? My name is Davis Franklin. I called Riley Sims this morning. He told me where I could find you.
Why'd you want to find me?
The church is just down the way. The pastor's letting us use it for a meeting place. Maybe we can talk there.
About what?
That's a group of us. Well, we want to publish our own newspaper. We got the financial backing, only we can't find anyone to print it.
What makes you think I will?
Riley said you're fair-minded. And you need the business.
He's right about that.
Why not?
But if we think the present situation is serious, we should take a long, hard look at the future. It can and will get infinitely worse unless we find the character and guts to change things that need changing. No man, white or black, should live in fear or be compelled to sleep with a loaded gun by his bedside. That will raise some hackles.
It's your paper. Say the word and I'll rewrite it.
It's time to stand up and be counted.
Sleep on the mother.
hope and trust. My God, you say I'm gonna meet you in the judgment. When you leave your dusty grave, out in the circle, we are broken. Oh, by and by, oh, by and by. On my way, my Lord, in the sky, oh my Lord. By and by, on my way, my Lord, in the sky, oh my Lord, in the sky.
I think Laura Stewart will be named Debutante of the Year.
Lily's hired a band from New Orleans, too.
Everyone will be there.
Let's do something special, maybe up in chignon.
Chignon. Isn't that those little braids that the pickaninnies wear?
That's enough. I've always been proud to say I come from Mississippi. You make me ashamed. Silence in these times is just as ugly as their words. I apologize. I'd like for you and Smitty to come to the ball as my personal guests.
Thank you, Eudora. But we already have another invitation for tonight.
You have dignity and grace under pressure, Hazel. That's a quality very few ladies have these days.
Hi,
just a minute.
Hey, I'm glad you made it. Follow me. Your baby look good tonight. Watch out now. Hey, Elroy, don't hurt nobody now, all right? This is Ed Lane of the American Civil Liberties Union and Brewster Conway of the NAACP. Hazel and Walter Dyer Smith.
Smitty, please.
Eugene, these two people drive.
Take a martini and a scotch up, please.
So you're the ones causing every cracker in the South throw on themselves. You look more like fraternity boys than revolutionaries to me.
You hardly look the crusading editor.
I'm no crusader. That's someone that goes out looking for trouble. I can barely keep up with the trouble coming to my door.
Well, we appreciate you printing our paper. No one else would touch it.
I'm being paid.
Well, regardless of that, we are awfully glad you're on our team.
I'm a journalist, boys. I don't take sides.
Like it or not, I'd say you have. Gentlemen, if you will excuse us, I'm about full up on politics. I would like to cut loose and dance with my wife. Sugar, put it away. For the next couple hours, I want the carefree brat I married. Oh, forget those stuffed shirts back home, baby. This is living.
Well, lady, the cotillion.
Oh!
Read this.
Before you put down payment on that lake house you've been eyeballing, you better listen to this. Today, the Mississippi State Supreme Court held that editor Hazel Smith's right to publish the truth with good motives and just ends is inherent in the Constitution. Looks like telling the truth falls under my First Amendment rights.
Score one for the nigger lovers.
Get used to it, Pete.
My brother sent this from Ohio. Now, they are printing Hazel's editorials in here. And that's not the only place.
Baltimore, Wilmington.
They're trying to make her high and mighty, and us look like a bunch of fools.
That is right.
Now, Earl, she's gone too far.
Well, what do you suggest, Lyle? Her advertising's gone. She's got no subscriptions. The county contract's dried up 6 months ago.
How does she keep printing then?
I don't know.
I'm tired of waiting. If you got a rotten tooth, pull it.
That's right. Just wait a minute. Listen up here. I want Hazel Smith out of business as much as anybody. But you go to breaking the law, you're no better than those newspapers say you are.
Earl's right. We're not hooligans.
Now, let's just see if we can figure out how she's staying in business.
Wake up, sleepyhead.
Hey, sure do appreciate this. The truck will be fixed by tomorrow.
Oh, it's no problem. We had to come up for a meeting with the bank anyway.
Okay. Come on.
There you go.
Isn't this something?
Come on, boys. You know what to do.
All right, Gerald.
What about the insurance? Won't they cover it?
Couldn't afford the premiums. They don't let up for 1 minute, do they?
I would use a picture that makes my behind look as big as a truck. I'll get him for that. First, I'm going to get us a couple of beers. We're going to be here all night. Well, if it isn't my dear friend Earl Clayton.
Hazel, God. Hazel, I want you to know I had absolutely nothing to do with this.
You had everything to do with it.
Hazel, I'm not a barbarian. I'd never be a party to anything like this.
Of course not, Earl. That'll be the slimy tactics of the downtown clan. And everybody knows you're strictly uptown clan.
How you doing, Earl?
Hazel called you a brute and a bully. And this whole town stood up to defend you. I stood up to defend you.
What the hell are you talking about?
Last night, you proved her right.
So, who cares?
This whole town's gonna care. I'm gonna see to that.
You nothing but a sniveling hypocrite. You and all your blue-nosed friends.
That may be. But you shouldn't have made us so aware of it.
You really gave him a run for your money, Miss Hazel. No one can ever say you went out without a fight.
I'm not out, Riley. And I'm not about to give up the fight.
We can't print without a press.
And then I will beg, I will borrow, I will steal until I have enough money to buy a new one. They can burn, they can boycott, they can tear me down 100 times. But if they want to stop me from telling the truth, they're going to have to kill me.
Uh-huh.
I'll sign a personal note.
Well, the Atlanta Herald, New Orleans Times, Miami Trib, they're all running our editorials. Okay, well, how about Hazel on the 23rd? We'll arrange transportation.
That's highway robbery.
Right.
Make it prime plus 1%. Done. It's $5,500 so far.
Well, people must be reading your articles because I've got 8 speaking engagements lined up. That's at least, what, another 5,000?
I hate this. I feel like I'm standing on a street corner with a cup in my hand.
Congregation at my church took this up yesterday.
Oh, Riley.
$2,832.
I won't cry. Promised I wouldn't cry.
this doesn't work, maybe the new boycott will.
What's new about it? They've been boycotting me for months.
Not that boycott. We figured two could play at this game. Not a colored person in this town gonna buy from anybody boycotting you.
Well, those people have to drive all the way to Jackson to shop.
Expect they're doing what they think is right. Just like you.
Even if we can sell this house, it's just not enough.
I'll find work.
We've been through that. No one's going to hire you. Besides, I'll need your help. If we're going to scrape together enough to rebuild.
If? What happened to win?
Well, there's just nothing left.
That's right. You ought to bless you.
What new horror awaits me? Yes? Of course. Right. I know where that is. Half an hour.
Who was that?
I don't know. A man.
What do you want?
Said he wanted to help me. I'm going to meet him down at the old cotton mill in half an hour.
You're gonna what?
He said he'd been following our story.
Fine, I'll go with you.
No. He said it had to be anonymous. I have to go alone.
You're actually planning to go?
He mentioned other journalists I know. People I've worked with.
So what? He did his research. This could be one of the sheriff's thugs.
This man is no thug. He was too intelligent. He was sincere.
No way. I won't allow it.
I was on my own for 20 years before I met you, mister, and I took care of myself just fine.
Those were entirely different circumstances. Don't you walk out that door.
I'm a big girl, Smitty, and I'm sick and tired of everyone telling me what to do.
You are acting like a lunatic just to prove how tough you are.
Get out of my way, Smitty. Don't make me prove how mean I am, too.
Fine.
It's gonna be all right.
Please, don't go. It could be a trap.
No, it's not.
How can you know that?
Female intuition. I have to. Who are you?
I'm a friend of your friends.
I can count the friends I got left on one hand, and none of them knows you.
You have friends all over, Miss Smith. People you don't even know.
I wish to God people would quit making me out to be some kind of crusader. I never wanted this damn battle in the first place. Where are you from? Why are you doing this?
Let's just say I'm somebody who doesn't want the bad guys to win.
What's with all the cloak and dagger stuff?
Perhaps I just don't have the courage you do.
You're a newspaper man.
Good luck, Miss Smith.
doing here? You followed me.
Actually, I was just running into town for some bread.
Well, don't bother. We got all the bread we need. He gave us thousands and thousands of dollars.
Let's go. It's ready. Here goes nothing.
Now we're ready for them.
What you whistling them Christmas songs? It ain't even Thanksgiving.
I don't know any Thanksgiving songs, do you? Gobble, 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 gobble. How about a joke? How do you know when a politician's lying? Huh? Oh.
Watch out.
That's all right.
Oh, get the ambulance. Go. Hush, be still.
Don't this just beat all? We've been bombed, burned, boycotted, and bankrupted. And I have to go and die in a ladder.
Oh, if you think you're getting away from me that easy, you can forget it, mister.
Think of some really clever last words, okay?
Smitty? Smitty? Smitty?
Gotcha.
Oh, you damn fool. You damn fool. Smitty.
Harold?
There's supposed to be a picket line outside Hazel's paper. Should we cancel?
What do you think?
Jim Bob thinks we ought to have a meeting this afternoon instead. Think up a new plan, maybe write a new editorial.
Do whatever you like. I got other plans for this afternoon.
Strengthen your heart. All that hope in the Lord. For just as troubles and earthly suffering are over for our brother Walter,
No, Miss Hazel. They came for you.
as surely as he gave us life on earth, heaven awaits us after death. A place where hunger is fed and fear forgotten, hatred retired, and all God's children live in peace. Let us pray. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
In 1964, Hazel Brannon Smith became the first woman to receive the nation's highest honor in editorial writing, the Pulitzer Prize.